Okay. This has been weighing on me, I guess, for about a week, not even a week. I don't know how long it's been. It's not about me. It's just the worst fucking thing because I can't believe it. It's the first thing I really can't believe since everything about my parents. It's the first death I just can't comprehend or absorb since my brother dying. And there's been a lot of deaths since then. I've had a childhood friend die, I've had a cousin die. And this guy I didn't even know, man. And this is why it's so. I'm gonna just tell you what happened. I'm sure a lot of you know. Maybe you don't know. I'll start from the beginning if I can. I guess 2 years ago when I discovered my father was a pedophile. When I was undergoing, when I'm in my channels, I was researching pedophilia all of a sudden. And I found Isaac Kappy. Isaac Kappy was, I can't believe it was, I just can't believe it, man. He was a whistleblower, he was a Hollywood actor, a small-time Hollywood actor. He knew all the players there, and he was early 40s, 41, which is of the age of like all those guys who claimed to be molested by Michael Jackson and other Hollywood producers, Kevin Spacey, guys like that. That would be, well, the most famous is Corey Feldman, and there was another Corey and Macaulay Culkin, and they were all talking about it, but they weren't really coming forward, right? Macaulay Culkin hinted. Corey Feldman said he wanted $1 million to protect himself if he ever comes forward, and no one really wanted to give him the money. So this guy Isaac went on the internet and started to stream what he knew. And I was watching him, and he was obviously extremely damaged and hurt by what happened and what was going on and what he knew. At some point, I stopped watching. I unsubscribed because it didn't seem, unlike the narcissism channels, we were all trying to recover. It didn't seem like he was trying to recover. He was trying to blow the whistle or uncover, reveal the truth. But, for me, I realized that the truth is out there. Everyone knows about this kind of stuff, especially those who have had it happen. And there was no point in revealing that this or that Hollywood producer or actor was a pedophile or anything. There's really no point, especially if it's in the past, and unless a lot of them passed away or just no longer active, whatever it is, or haven't been arrested ever since. So what are the chances that they were truly predatory? I mean, even the worst case scenario was what's his name, Kevin Spacey, and it just, the accusations against him are rather mild. I mean, Jesus Christ. So so I stopped watching Kevin. I stopped watching Isaac. I started to think maybe he's a narcissist, narcissistic, and but I really liked him. I just couldn't deal with it. It was triggering me. And I feel bad about that because he committed suicide about a week ago. I just can't believe it. Like a lot of people on the internet who watched him, I'm not the only one who's been affected. If you search his name, you'll see so many people doing analysis on his final live stream. And I'll just tell you what happened. In his final live stream, he was talking about doing something bad. He felt guilty about it. He was expressing shame. He didn't use the word shame, I don't think he understood exactly what was going on internally. He was expressing what he felt. He seemed to me like an undiagnosed borderline, And later on I heard that he was like a child when he got upset. He would revert back to a 10-year-old screaming temper tantrum child, which for me that's borderline. I do that. Temper tantrums. I have temper tantrums. 10-year-old. I'm a lot better at it. I haven't had one in a long time, but it's still in me, for sure. Anyhow. He was saying he did something wrong. What came out, anyways, it's so hard to talk about. What Here's what happened at the end. So he live streamed this video that he felt really guilty he did something. People asked him, was it about children? Was it about victimizing someone? He said, no, it was nothing like that. So it was just, he had a big conscience. So anything, he kept talking about how he disappointed people, and he just felt guilty about something. He didn't talk about it. He didn't say what it was. But later on, a friend came out after he committed suicide, and he said that he spoke to Isaac in the last hour before he committed suicide. And what happened was that Isaac was in financial trouble. I imagine, I'm just going to surmise that what happened was at some point Isaac got demonetized. That he had a lot of followers, he was making a lot of money, and there's like a lot of people in that line of work. He got demonetized because he got arrested for assaulting Paris Hilton. He was trying to get Paris Hilton. I mean, he was obviously out of control, but he was a great guy. I mean, I just really liked him. It's like I felt like I knew him. He reminded me a lot of my brother, is the truth, and a lot of guys I grew up with here. Anyhow, apparently what I think he did is he stole money. His friend said that he had some money and that he gambled it, trying to get out of his financial hole, and he lost it all. I'm going to say right now, I've watched a lot of murder mysteries and like real life crimes, and so many murders revolve around gambling to cover their debts or to get money to gamble. It's an insidious addiction, worse than many, because there really is no bottom, with a substance or alcohol, or even with sex. You can get it. But with gambling, I don't think you're ever actually touching anything, right? You're going through your money, you're waiting for that fix. I knew a guy who went through $100,000 on poker machines when he was 22 or something. That's a lot of money to sit there, put $1 in at a time over a course of 1 year. I don't gamble at all, so I don't really understand it all that well. But I've seen a lot of movies. Anyway, so he lost his money, and here's where it gets extremely tragic. I mean, it's all very tragic. But his friend said Isaac was talking to him on the phone. He was already depressed, already down, already worried about what he did. My inkling is that he stole money from his mother or his friends or credit card fraud, something to get the money, and then once he had that money, he said, oh my God, maybe I can gamble this and get out of my problems. I've seen it before. A lot of people end up dead he did end up dead. It's a great way to end up dead. A lot of people do it in the drug business. They sell a pound of weed and they say, wow, I just made $1,000 on this pound, or $500. If I sell 100 pounds, all my problems are over. I'll have $100,000. I can relax. Yeah. And they show up with 100 pounds and they get a bullet to the head, because why would the guy give him $100,000 when he can take the weed and the $100,000 and just put a bullet in the head? No one's going to know, because it's an illegal deal. So no one's involved. And if anyone knows who he is, they only know him by their street name. You know what I mean? So I understand the way that works by now. I lost train of thought. Okay, anyway, so Isaac is on the phone. He's already depressed. His friend is bringing him up. He's talking religion. It's like when you're really down, really religion does help. Help me. Jesus saves me every day, and so does God. But I give a lot more credit to Jesus, to the good stuff. I don't know why. I got this love-hate relationship with God. But you know what I found out? I'm talking again off track. I found out that the ultra-religious people of ancient history used to be okay with insulting God and screaming at God and fighting with God, just like I do. When I have my borderline temper tantrums nowadays, it's with God. And I say, you fucking prick, what do you do this to me for? I haven't done it in a while, but... And Mother Nature. Never Jesus, though. I just never insult the guy. He has saved me too many times, but God... And I find out they used to be okay with that, because if you have a very close relationship with God, apparently you're allowed to fight and insult and use his name in vain. That's fine. If you're truly close, makes sense. Unfortunately, that's how I end up fighting with my girlfriends as a borderline. I figure, well, if she's my girlfriend, I can abuse her. I can fight with her. Now I know it's abuse. I won't do it. But maybe it's abuse with God too. But I think we're okay. I'm off track. Poor Isaac. So he's on the highway talking to his friend. They're getting into the religious conversation. And then what should happen? And this is why I don't believe God is always a good guy, man. And this is what I feel like. I mean, this reminds me of the moment when my brother died on the toilet. When he went back in and he went to throw up over the toilet, and he died right there over the toilet. It's exactly the fucking same thing in my mind. What happened was that Isaac got a flat tire. That's it, man. He's already down. The cops are already looking at him, or his mother's already going to yell at him, or someone's going to come down on him. He feels he's disappointed his audience. He has no money. He's made a bunch of enemies. And now he has a flat tire. And he's in the middle of nowhere. And it's at that point that I've been many times. I've been there. And that last smash in the face, even if it's small like that, a flat tire, you just want to give up. You say, it's when you look up at God and you say, I don't know what you want from me. I'm trying everything to get out of my problem. I'm trying to be good. I haven't hurt anybody. I haven't victimized people. I've been on the side of good. And then you do this to me. You give me a flat tire in the middle of nowhere when I have no one who can help me, and I have no money to get out of here. So poor Isaac, he climbed up on the overpass after speaking to his friend. He put that phone down. I mean, the friend was talking to him, and he actually heard the tire explode on the phone. And Isaac said, "I think I just blew a tire." They got off shortly. He actually pulled over to the road and didn't want to get off with his friend. I know that's borderline. I know when I'm with people and I'm down, I don't want to say goodbye. And Isaac didn't want to say goodbye. So they spoke for 2 hours or something, and then eventually, I guess, his friend had to say goodbye. And he trusted that Isaac was okay. But he wasn't okay. He climbed up on the overpass, apparently, this is the story, and he was going to jump, and then some kids came and tried to pull him back, and then he pushed himself off. He fell, and then a truck came, a moving truck, and ran over him and killed him. And I wasn't going to tell you guys this, but the night before it happened, just a few hours, maybe the same moment it happened, I thought about Isaac, and I wonder what happened to that guy. I wonder how he's doing. I should look for his channel. And I hadn't thought about him in probably a year. It's almost like when that happened, I got notified, because I really felt a connection with that guy, but so did everyone else. That's narcissistic of me to say that I felt a connection. It seemed like so many people are touched by him. And when you watch that last video, you'll see the pain in the guy, and it's just gut-wrenching. And it's really even more compounded tragedy in the fact that he was on YouTube. He was a YouTube addict. But he wasn't looking in the right searches, just like my brother. He didn't know what to search. Anyways, I'm solving that problem, guys. It was a reminder at my 3rd year anniversary today when I went homeless that week, to get reminded of Isaac, that even though I'm okay now and I'm a lot better, there are others. And look, he was 41. He was exactly where I was when my brother died, and my whole life just didn't make sense. And I was 42 or 41. I don't know. I was 41, I think. Anyways, and then but he didn't make it, man. How many of you guys have been there? How many of us have been there where you're just like, you're thinking about just ending it all because, and maybe some of us would have done it. Maybe, some of those days when I was lying and starving myself to death, basically, and I hadn't eaten and I was trying to die. Had like the fridge fallen on my hand, or who knows, one little thing, I may have just not pulled myself out of it. The truth was that had my mother not told me to commit suicide, I never would have pulled myself out of it. I got lucky. My mother told me to kill myself. And since I would do everything that my mother told me not to do my whole life, I was always a rebel. Well, my mother says, go kill yourself. Well, my inner programming said, wait, what are you doing, man? You're never supposed to do what she wants you to do. And especially when I heard that, I'm like, what do you mean? My brother's already dead, and now you're saying this? Like, it's not a joke anymore. Maybe before it would have been like, ha ha ha, like, to some degree. But, anyways. So look, we lost Isaac. I'll put some links below. I had to make this video and talk about him, man. I'm so angry. I'm so angry that I couldn't reach him in a way. I'm so angry that. Damn it! He is a fucking guy that I just wish I knew him. It's like he was a good dude, man. I like borderlines. I like guys who are emotionally dysregulated because they're very honest and they're trying to be good, even though other people often see them as really not all that great in character. Their heart always reaches out and touches. So look, just watch this video down below. Don't watch it if you're in a sad mood, but it's basically like a suicide note in a way. He did post a suicide note on his Twitter, but I think the video is really much more indicative of who he was and why people really felt close to him. So, I don't know. Rest in peace, Isaac Kappy. Hopefully he's up there with my brother. They were so similar. That's what it is. My brother and Isaac are so similar. Except Isaac was not narcissistic. Like, my brother would not talk about his feelings. You know, he was a comedian. So he would talk about other people. You know, he wasn't the same kind. But when my brother was with me, it reminded me of Isaac. Talking publicly. 41 years old, man. The guy would have been like a great... I can't believe a good soul like that is gone, and there's lowlives out there that... it's just unfair, and it's just... I'm really angry about his death, man. I think I'm actually more angry than I am at sad. I'm not angry at him. I'm angry that it could happen. How could a youth... Anyways, I just don't know what to say. Don't really have any answers. Just the only answer I have is the answer I'm gonna do. It's you know, I don't know. God, fuck, man. Watch the video, guys. You'll see. It's very sad. I'll put a whole bunch of links on this video. You know. He was definitely an abused child. And definitely paid the ultimate price. He is, in my opinion, a borderline suicide.